Right, I am at a networking event, meeting people, met a bunch of really interesting people. I get a big kick from these things. I'm a person, as you know, who loves community, loves being around people. This is how I learn a lot, this is how I've met some really interesting people in my life. And today was no exception. I'm going to run around and vlog. And I'm going to see what is going on. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to find, if I can. Here we go. Sorry to interrupt. Carl, would it be okay if I interviewed you for 30 seconds? Yeah. Alright.
Should we get into some?
Yeah. So, I am with Kai.
How's it going, guys?
This is a wonderful networking event. We're actually having a fantastic time. So I'll be coming to the rest of the ones that this wonderful gentleman puts on. Kai, can you talk to us a little bit about what you do?
So, I have a creative agency called Beardo Group. It used to be called Beardo Media, but we're still sort of going with the name. And so what we do is we make promotional videos for companies and brands, and we also do social media management. We also do community management as well, where basically we find new customers through social media for our clients. We also then outsource videography and photography to our agency, where they may be in Nottingham, they could be in Scotland, they could be in Ibiza, and we have videographers, photographers and other creatives there to do our jobs that we produce. Companies that we contact us. So
that's awesome stuff. Can you give us one tip for new or aspiring entrepreneurs to achieve their goals and be successful? What's your tip to people starting out?
My tip, you need to get good at doing the tedious stuff, because everything you do in life, there will always be a tedious side to everything. If you get good at persevering through the tedious stuff, and when things get boring and you feel like you can't be bothered, if you get good at that, then you'll be successful in anything.
Fuck yeah. I appreciate your energy, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll stay in touch, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You bet.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to come to your events.
Thank you.
All right. Now, I'm with one of the most interesting people that I've met. I had the opportunity to meet Ruzi through one of my best friends last December. I was not prepared for the conversation at all. It blew my mind. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I really had never had an experience like that in my whole life. Since then, I've followed Ruzi. Whenever he's speaking, I will get on a train and go around and try to learn more from him.
Thank you.
So,
Legend.
Ruzi, can we learn a little bit about you, and can you tell us what you do?
Absolutely. So, at the moment, I build companies, I invest in companies as well. Plus, I participate in events, share my experience, success stories, and I guess that's what I do right now.
Beautiful. And Ruzi, can you give one tip to aspiring entrepreneurs or people who want to be successful?
That's a good question. Work for people that are already successful, and usually to get a hold of these people, it might be difficult, right? So make yourself available, reach out to them on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Instagram. Like how you said, if they speak somewhere, approach them, reach out to them, make yourself as available as you can for these people, and let them know you're interested to work for them. That's the best way you can learn something.
Where are you next speaking, Ruzi?
I've got an event in Cannes actually. I'm going to be in France.
Okay.
Yeah, on a boat.
Beautiful.
I think it will be fun. And then I'm going to go to the F1 after, Formula 1.
Beautiful.
And then in an event end of May, hosted by Josh from ICP, hopefully. And yeah, so a couple of events coming up in May.
You're an inspiration, man. I hope to join you at as many events as I can.
Legend.
Thank you for being here, and I appreciate your energy, bro. I'm going to listen to you and learn.
Influencer subscription platform. So not OnlyFans, but it was very similar to. So obviously OnlyFans has ruined all of these subscription platforms, but I'm talking about 2013, 2014 when no one was really doing subscription. I set up a website, I named it Exotic Zoo, and the idea was to help personal trainers, musicians to essentially monetize their skills and talents. So I sold this website to this American guy, and he paid something like $80,000 to $100,000 at the time, and so this was the money that really boosted my motivation to really pursue social media at the time, because literally I built a website out of nothing, and within 6 months an offer came in to sell it. So I think my motivation after that changed, not to get girls and to maybe pursue money and success, you know.
No, wicked. And so, so to you guys as well, I'm just going to ask you and then you can pass the mic over. What was your motivations behind starting your company, and you know, what was the real driving force behind that?
Well, a little bit dissimilar, but I actually got divorced twice, so you know, money was a big thing in my life. Having 2 children and no money, and working in a business and being sort of doing the daily.
Most geniuses out there, right? They probably good at some things, but the ones that really make it that far, I'm talking about super successful people. Most of them have one quality, and they're really good at marketing. Not necessarily marketing themselves. You could learn how to market a business. So learn marketing and sales, and then move on to starting a business. Yeah.
Awesome. That was a really good answer. So, what advice would you give to someone who is just starting their entrepreneurial journey, Jason?
Take the first step. Yeah, you know, like literally take the first step. I mean, there are procedures to everything, isn't there? If you want to learn to play golf, buy some golf clubs. You know, maybe speak to someone who plays golf, get some advice, you know, on what ones to buy. In business, it's no different, you know, like network amongst your community, find someone that's got business and ask their advice, and, you know, take a collective view, don't take a single person's view, and, you know, just do it. I mean, most people sit there thinking about it rather than just doing it. You're going to make lots of mistakes, and success is a series of mistakes that, you know, eventually lead to success. So yeah, you just got to get used to learning to feel, you know, people think that if you look at life and success, that it looks like a movie that's sort of all gooey and lovely. I'm successful, I earn a lot of money, but my life doesn't look like that. If you was to be in my life, there's all sorts of dramas and crises and all of that stuff, you know. Health and wealth and all of those things that happen. So I think, you know, if you're starting out today, just speak to people and then just do it, you know, get off your arse and do it.
Yeah. I think that's perfect. That was really perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I would say exactly the same, and I'll just caption it with a story that many of you guys have probably heard. So there was like a bunch of uni students, and one group was basically told that they had to find the perfect photo. Have you guys heard this story before? Mm-hmm. So basically there was a bunch of uni students, they were put into 2 groups, photographers. One group was told that they had to find the perfect photo, but they were only allowed to take 1 photo. So they went away, they did loads of planning, loads of research, checked up different lighting, exposure, tried to find the best way that they could take that 1 perfect photo. The second group, they were told to just...
There have been as many millionaires created from one particular industry throughout human history, right? And I'm talking about the space of essentially the age of social media and tech, especially over the past maybe 10-15 years. There's never been the number of millionaires coming out of one industry than in comparison to the previous maybe 2,000 to 3,000 years. So, and that's down to the number of factors. So look into businesses or areas that are still new, right? So I'm talking about, for example, social media. Social media is a really broad industry, but there's probably thousands of new ideas that haven't been made yet, right? So when I start businesses right now, I don't really go out looking for maybe similar businesses. Obviously I do. If I come with an idea, I look for similar business in that space, and I tend to avoid it unless I know those guys are not doing a perfect job. So I look for essentially ideas to disrupt certain markets or industries, and I don't tend to build businesses that already exist. But yeah.
No, that's fair enough. So I'm not as advanced as these guys, but something I definitely am learning, if I throw my 2 pence in, is that what will separate you from your competitors is how quickly and efficiently you can do your service from start to finish.
and also it's just perfecting your service. This is just what I'm learning, and I guess essentially it's all theory, but that's what I feel like I'm learning at the minute. Is what separated me from the next guy is how well I can do my job and how efficiently and how quickly I can do it. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that question. What has been your biggest accomplishment as an entrepreneur, and how did you achieve it?
I think it's more about the accomplishment of other people in your organisation. It gets to a certain stage where, you know, and it really is, you know, and the guy is in the office and he's written on the wall, Amazon on the wallpaper. I mean, it's just an amazing story, but you know, you imagine what his life was like and the things that he had to do to make that happen. So every business that I've spoken to are like that.
I mean, for me, I think this is something my mentor recently told me, and some people in this room will have heard this been said before. But communication is your currency, and your words will become your wealth. So practice public speaking as much as possible. Make sure you've got a clear message that you can communicate to people, because if you can't shout about your businesses, you're going to struggle. You know, no one's going to sing about your business for you. So you have to be the person that's confident enough to get up and tell the world how amazing it is. You know, that's it for me.
Yeah, so thank you. Agree as well. I'm a bit quiet, I think. So I think to maybe share some stories about things I've learned as an entrepreneur, if that's the question.
Yeah.
So I think number one, I would say maybe get yourself. So the couple of things, right? Baby step your journey. Number one, don't quickly like jump into something. Yes, it's always good to jump into something, but maybe have a structure before you start. Baby step it. Get yourself a mentor. Participate in events. Go to like obviously you guys here tonight is a bit. Just give yourself a round of applause, please. So a couple of you guys, obviously I know some of you guys, right? So for you guys to come here and to see us to speak on that is amazing. But at the same time, that drive in you will essentially push you to success, I believe, because one thing to be successful is something that comes from inside, and I think being a fighter